And we're back.
And we're back. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of You Had Us at Damn, the podcast where 20-year-olds get to feel like 12-year-olds.
Talking about 40-year-old subjects.
Let's go. So, I'm sure you've noticed Space, Yumi Cafe. Glad they could let us use their space. Shout out. Yeah. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm well, bro. I'm glad that we're out here. This is pretty cool. And I'm actually excited for the conversation that we're just about to have.
Oh, yeah, no. Speaking as someone who recently got an 80 on an assignment because of this very topic, I am very excited to talk about it.
I mean, aren't we all, though?
Straight up. Why don't you talk? What are we talking about today?
So basically, we're just going to be talking about AI models, ChatGPT, all the stuff that are in between there, and all the advancements that we've found.
There's a lot of cool stuff that's been happening lately, and it's so cool. It's so cool. I love it so much because the world has basically shifted from, oh hey, I need to go out and collect all this data, to I don't need to worry about that. I can focus on the real stuff and let some machine handle the...
Dude, do you understand? It's revolutionizing so much stuff, from the way we do school. Cheating is so much easier. No, I mean school cheating. School cheating is so much easier.
Yeah, no, unfortunately you can't cheat on your girlfriend yet.
I don't have one. But above that, business is so much, so many stuff you can do, especially within marketing, that it right now just feels so untapped. It doesn't feel, on my side, we're using it, but it doesn't feel like we're doing enough. But anyways, let's just dive into OpenAI.
For sure. Just a reminder. So we did do an episode on similar topic before, right? Which was our AI versus art episode, right? Clearly, the world has picked a side, which is AI is here to stay, right? This is not going to go anywhere. And
I think you guys should just check that one out on Spotify, just to actually also get that context.
It
was basically what you and Obi just going back and forth
about how ethical it is to use these tools. Personally, as was my stance before, as it still is now, these are ultimately just tools. And ultimately, whenever a new powerful tool comes out, people get scared because they don't understand them well.
Yeah.
And now we're getting really good understanding of it, right?
Yeah.
Some of the uses of ChatGPT are absolutely insane. For example, we got DALL-E,
dude,
which is an image generator. You just type out what you want it to do and it will make it for you.
Yeah.
Right? You have Clip, which is a text summarizer thing. You have, image generator.
And then we have the big daddy,
ChatGPT, right? Yeah. These are OpenAI's projects. There are other projects out there, Microsoft also has ChatGPT incorporated into Bing.
Yeah.
You have Google's Bard.
Yeah.
You have Burke, which is a bit older now, but yeah, well, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you use it a lot, right?
Yeah.
For your work.
Quite a lot.
Huh? Yeah, you use it a lot, right, for your work, right?
Yeah, I use it a lot for even to help us on Seder side, in terms of coding better, in terms of in marketing side, creating more content, and also even synthesizing research and all of that, and actually it makes even our when we actually develop easier and way more accessible, so we can keep on working, to the point that right now our focus has shifted from how do we get these projects done on time, to how do we take on more stuff.
Right, because they enable you to make such cool things in such a limited amount of time. Especially, so for those who don't know, ChatGPT is OpenAI's, basically you tell it what you want it to do and it'll do it for the most part, right? There are some limitations on what it can and can't do. We're gonna go into detail about how it works, but basically I have found myself where I just have a random idea. I'm like, oh, what about a website where every time you click, it moves you to a different point and your objective is to try and find your thing? It's really random, really bad ideas, right? But it doesn't matter. You can try it out and see what happens.
And it's not that much sweat work to actually getting it done.
That's it. 2 minutes if you know what you're doing, half an hour if you don't, because you can figure it out. It's amazing.
I don't think I'm doing enough with it. Personally, as an operator, I don't think we're doing enough with it. We're doing a lot and it's helping us move fast, really well. But I don't think we're doing enough in terms of everything around it, from business analytics and all of that stuff. I still need to have a proper deep dive into how everyone can use it, especially within the team. But everyone's on it now. We're on premium too, because it's it's a $20 you get access to GPT-4.
Do you get access to the do you get access to the the API as well?
I'm not sure. I'll find out.
Yeah, no, because then like
Yeah.
that'll enable you then
To build
like,
them inside.
exactly,
Yeah.
right? Which is just
that
crazy.
would be huge. That would be crazy, actually. Yo.
Damn.
But
Damn, look at this. Man could be a potential millionaire right now and he's slumming it.
Dude, I think that's what, for me, on my side, like there is the side of like fear in terms of, okay, coders and all of that stuff is like, yo, our jobs are getting like replaced with people studying software engineering for 4 years, crying in pain and just agonizing over it.
You feel it.
Yeah, they
You
feel it, and it's like, yo, and then they just get a call once they graduate. It's like, what? I've been replaced? Like
hell?
It's like
Yep.
that's
Hey,
why
man.
there's such like layoffs in tech and all of that. But let's be honest, they had it coming.
Yeah,
not
I mean,
gonna
okay,
lie.
to be fair, the tech industry did expand quite a lot
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
the pandemic. Too much. We did see all the layoffs. We did talk about that already.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go back into that again.
I
But-
really wanted to say something.
Shut up, bro.
No. I mean, I was gonna say that we saw it in number one in the YouTube. How you
Yeah.
could see the day in the lives vlogs of
Programmers
people,
just-
programmers, you know, go in, getting coffee at like 9 o'clock, a meeting for like 30 minutes, and then they go riding and they go to the chef, and then you saw them like living life. I feel like the HR people were just like,
Damn.
they're just spending our money.
Straight up, bro.
They're just
Straight up.
going out.
Nah,
Anyway.
but you know what? Hey, maybe you can just take the Elon approach and just fire all of them. Then you have a product that doesn't work anyway. So
Yo, don't disrespect the man's.
don't just what man's. What is it? You know, that's not the point of today's episode. Okay, cool. So GPT, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of its ethical uses in education? Because recently, I'm sure you saw the University of Victoria released a statement
Oh, yeah?
on how it wants like GPT to be used by students, like encouraging students and educators alike to fully embrace these AI tools that we have now, right? Like, what do you
I
think?
think
bro?
because for me, my thing is that because I'm like, you know, in business and like, you know, taking a,
So
it's assumed that I want to drop out. Or I don't see the value in university, when in actuality, the value of university is learning your ability to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
That's literally what it is. So them as a university, like, especially like in SA and all of that, being so forward thinking is like, oh, we know this is happening, but we're not gonna ignore it and be like, embrace the whole fact that you need to use this. That's what's adding us forward. Like that's what's fueling us forward as a whole society and as South Africans. And if we just keep that going, we got it.
That's
we
it.
Got it.
That's it. Like, I find it really cool, but I also feel like it says so much about the education system
Yeah.
and how inefficient it's been. Because if an AI platform can do 90% of your work for you,
Yeah.
then really what have you been learning?
What have you been learning? What have you been doing? Like, ew. Yeah.
Right?
no.
Like, what has been the point of it? But right, yeah. So tell us what GPT is, bro.
So basically, ChatGPT is short for what's
Generative pre-training?
Pre-trained.
Yeah.
I want it to sound smart. Can I just for 1 minute?
Okay.
For 1 minute in this podcast, can I have the floor? That was all I learned.
I'll shut up, bro. Oh, wow.
No. So basically, what it started by OpenAI back in 2018, founded by OpenAI back in 2018. They had like 3 different models before. They GPT-1, GPT-2, and then GPT-3, which
Before all
released-
of those, there was also what's this? Ah, damn.
Yeah,
Continue.
yeah.
I can't
let me
remember the name.
continue.
Yeah, be smart.
Let me
Okay, fine. Be
continue.
smart. Be
Let me
smart.
be
Thank-
And it was GPT-3, which released in Valentine's Day, I think, 2022, last year. Ye-
2020.
Really?
GPT-3,
Yeah.
2020. Right?
Oh, 2020. Well, they released it. It was crazy. It was the first app to actually go out and, like, first one to reach 1 million
Millions,
users
yeah.
in a week.
It's crazy.
Instagram, Netflix, all of the big guys have never done that. Now they have like 53 million
Monthly active users,
active
which is
users.
insane.
Mind blowing. And above all of that, now they were OpenAI because of all of this. They got like investment from Microsoft for like 10 bill. They worth like 29 billion now.
It's so interesting though because I feel like, and this is this is something I feel because I feel very strongly about free and open source software.
Yeah.
Right. And I initially loved OpenAI's mission of keeping artificial intelligence and all this stuff open, but they've closed off everything at this point. So I feel
Yeah.
like, what's the point of them being called OpenAI anymore? Because they're not open,
Yeah.
right? Like nothing
nice
is
name.
open.
It's
It's just
nice.
a nice name, I guess. I guess, right?
No, but with all of that, with the whole company moving the way it is, it's like, for me, I'm seeing it as like, yo, this is a cash grab opportunity. I think the biggest part of, okay, this is like a bit different right now, different or a weird opinion that I have. But a big element of success that people don't really talk about is timing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
They
I
are
say,
perfectly timed.
you know what I'm
actually.
saying? Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and Apple. It was success because of the timing of the rise of PCs and personal
Rise of
computing.
semiconductors, all of that stuff.
Exactly,
It was just
making it all cheap and
perfectly
all of
well
that.
timed.
So now we're in a state where now we're in the AI age. We need to now utilize this in a way that how can we use this to our advantage so that our kids look at us being like, oh,
Damn.
you guys did something, rather than like looking at like our grandparents.
Why
being
didn't
like,
you? Like, why didn't you make Apple, bruh? Like, you look at your parents like, bruh, come on, I could have come up with that. Like, yo.
No, but then like when I was a kid, I used to always judge my parents or like older people as like, yo, dude, you telling me Justin Bieber's younger than you, and but now we reached that age, it's like
It's like,
people our age
yo.
are like killing.
Bro,
it. It's
Billie
like, yo.
Eilish, bro. Billie Eilish hurts me the most, man. Like, so super successful, and I love her to bits. I love her music and everything, but like, she's like the same age, bro. It just makes me question life, dog.
Makes you question.
I'm
But
just here
anyways.
and I haven't done anything, basically. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, ooh.
But with all of
Wild.
that, there's also like a lot of change that it's bringing towards like especially coders and everyone developing and everyone working. That it's like we have to take charge of it. Whatever we build or projects, everything has to be AI included. It's like how can we speed this up so we don't work the same way as before?
Like, that's the whole thing, right? These are tools that are helping us achieve more.
Oh, so
And-
you won. So you won the argument
Well,
from the
no,
last
well,
episode.
like-
You won.
Okay, since you're talking about arguments, let's talk about Universal and the whole
Music.
the music thing that's been happening lately with these AI tools.
like this is
right?
this is a very nice topic to my heart, and I was like, and I'll tell you why, because so basically, as you guys know, there've been like a few leaks of not really leaks,
but like releases of like
of-
of tracks with artists who have never collabed, but someone trained AI models on their voices.
Yeah,
and
wrote
made
the songs. Of course, there were actual human interaction with it. Like humans, like wrote the songs and then put and actually rapped the whole thing. But
Exactly.
They changed the whole
They
thing.
changed the voices to theirs.
and it's like, yo, that
The
Drake
Weeknd
track.
beats Drake. Unfortunately, we can't play it for you guys
Yeah,
because we're gonna
because
get
they, like-
copyright strike to oblivion.
Yeah, but you guys
it's
have to
amazing.
search it.
Like,
Yo, I saw it on TikTok a few times. I was like, yo, this
I
is.
see. I'm not a Zoomer. I saw it on Instagram Reels a week later, like everyone else, like a normal person.
Oh,
See?
okay. I forgot that you're old. Well, I was like, this actually snaps. It's a bit scary though, but on their side.
Yeah, no.
For me, I'm secretly glad about it. You know why? Because I hope they don't like red tape it.
Yeah.
Like at least let someone train an AI model to please create a J. Cole
And Kendrick
and
album.
collab album. Like that's the only way we're gonna get it.
Please.
Think about it, yo.
At this point, they're too big to actually do it.
yeah, it's too big to do. But like that AI, that's the opening. That's the way.
But then they need to write it too. Oh my gosh. But no, it's doable. I trust
It's
the internet.
doable.
I trust
Yeah,
the internet.
yeah.
Like the internet can totally do
That
it.
would be amazing. I would download that. I would buy it. I would
Straight
like,
up.
yo.
Hey man, put it behind the paywall, whatever. If it's good, this is good. I mean, they already put Kendrick behind some anime tracks like
Yeah.
Waranai, Kotaranai, that whole stuff, right? Like you got Kendrick, Kanye, and Drake, all of them, and that stuff. It's amazing.
I've seen so many Munch like remixes.
Right.
So I showed you Michael
Yeah,
Jackson.
the Michael Jackson.
I saw Drake. I saw Kanye.
Dude, I saw Joe Biden and Barack Obama doing it together.
Yeah, but it like actually really also brings in like just the power or the weirdness that we're in now with like AI in terms of now Universal Studios and all of those guys. Those guys, they've got the legal power, so I think they will.
They will try to
They will
lobby this
be-
thing into like only we can use it with our express consent, no one else, and you need to charge us $5 million at minimum
Yeah.
before your song is even released. And if your song does get released, it's an extra $50 million, and then you get no revenue share whatsoever because those are our artists and fuck you. That's basically how they're gonna treat it. Right?
Yeah, but it shows that snap. This is really changing stuff. Like I remember, what's his thing? Our guy, Cesar. You told us he was even speaking about it. And it's like you were speaking
Yeah.
about it in terms of also how AI is also changing filmmaking. And
It's changing every industry, right? And like I feel like it's so incredibly powerful. But what the main thing that Cesar and I was saying is that like the human element is never going to be gone. The human element is always going to be there because it's always going to be necessary because these large learning models, language models, how they work is they take probabilistic outcomes, right, of what is likely to be what someone wants to be there, right? And they look at entire data sets to see, okay, this is what someone would probably be trying to do, right? And then they do that. But sometimes probability does not mean, well, no. Sometimes you do something that's outside the ordinary, and then they get things wrong. These models get stuff wrong all the time.
The biggest issue with them is, I remember with ChatGPT was that the fact that their responses are sometimes biased or inaccurate.
Entirely.
It's not really connected to the internet, right?
Exactly.
Or ChatGPT isn't.
Exactly, and there's still some element of prompt engineering that you need to do in order to get the response you want and for it to be accurate. Google's Bard and Microsoft's Bing integration of ChatGPT.
Terrible name.
It is a terrible name, but you know, it's this whole quest of Silicon Valley to give an acronym to everything, so whatever. But they've only now recently started adding sources to what the model generates, and even then, sometimes the sources are irrelevant. It'll be like, sourced from Wikipedia. Great. Where on Wikipedia, buddy? Tell me, right? Or like sourced from XYZ journal. Like sometimes they'll be specific, but then you'll check the link and then it's not even there what it's talking about. So there's still a lot to be done in terms of, I feel like credit is the main thing that needs to be sorted out with all these models, right? Like who owns what? Where did it come from, right? That needs to be figured out, which means our copyright laws, which are already archaic by modern standards, need to be updated to get to the point, right? But yeah, like these models are super powerful. Like, dude, let me give you something mind-blowing, right?
Dropping on.
Tell me a ballpark number in billions, right? How many parameters does ChatGPT have?
So like, where do they work around?
Like how does it pick and choose stuff? 10 billion.
10 billion.
Multiply it by 10.
Wait, so 100 billion.
Add another 75 billion. 175 billion parameters. It's crazy, bro. It's actually crazy. That's 175 billion things it considers before it generates an answer. That's like, it looks at all these many different factors before it generates an answer. It's wild.
Yo.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yo, and I remember, how much was the data?
It was like 570 gigabytes or something like that, right? It was massive. Like these data sets are absolutely humongous, but yeah, the whole point is that like these tools are gonna be there to help us create some stuff that we haven't even seen yet, and that's what makes me so excited because this is the worst it's ever gonna be.
Yeah,
and that's wild to think of. Like it's already so good, and this is at its worst point.
It's
right
only
now.
getting better right now.
It's only gonna get better.
It's like that whole thing of like, oh, it's crazy actually witnessing. I think this is the first time we as a generation
are seeing these changes happening.
Seeing these changes because our parents
they probably
saw
felt that with the internet, right?
Yeah, exactly. They saw the change happening in terms of, oh, you can now just call someone walking somewhere. Like I'm still shocked about the fact that like you had
landlines
to go
were a thing. Family phone calls were a thing. You had to sit there waiting because if that boyfriend called you while your mom was on the phone,
yo, you know what I mean? Right?
Like who knows? Maybe Lil Setu wouldn't exist right now.
Don't do that. Yeah, they watched all of the changes to computers and all of that, and even though some people were like afraid of it and all of that, people had to end up embracing it to the point that like, oh, they're watching all this stuff, computers, personal computing, and all of that stuff, and it's not that huge amount of time in terms of like 30 years, gaming, seeing from the ping pong to like what it looks like now
today, which is. There was some ultra realistic graphics that were released on Twitter recently that people were freaking out about.
The shooting, that first person shooting, which actually looked like cam footage.
It looked like body cam footage, and people were like, "No way!" And then the developer showed himself in Unity,
playing.
This is Unreal Engine. He was like, "No, hey, this is me. This is the thing," and I was like, "Wow." That is scary. Like I can't wait to actually see games like that, right? Like see stuff like that coming out. Man, it's like
I'd love to see that with like a racing sim, yo.
Ooh.
Because I'm a huge racing guy.
I can see you, bro. I can see you buying a whole sim, just having like that one section of your house. No one can touch it. It's the sim, okay?
Absolutely.
It's the sim. Like
chair, all of it, bro. Yo.
It's a vibe.
Right now, I can't stress this enough. I want us to cash in.
Definitely a biggest thing, and especially the South African government has been really slow to adopt to these changes. I mean, our websites still look like they come from the mid 2010s, and it's It's embarrassing.
Our website looks as bad as our like all the government departments have the same feel. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, and I feel like with these tools now, right? Not only is it a huge possible entry point for new entrepreneurs, right? But it's also a new possible jumping off point for our country as a whole. Like, we could literally become the AI center of Africa. What's stopping us?
Yeah.
What is stopping us?
Like
right?
think about it. Like that's actually quite a good point. Like we could really do it because best believe it's Lagos and Rwanda.
They're pushing for these things.
Yeah,
bro.
they going at it. They going at it while we're struggling to have electricity
Imagine.
full time.
Imagine, bro. Like, nah, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. But nah, I definitely really want to emphasize that these tools that we have right now,
Yeah.
I encourage every single listener, let's just go check it out.
Just
Like-
check it out.
Give it a try. Like, just go to ChatGPT. And I'm telling you, it's free, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Just go to GPT, tell it to do something for you. The simplest thing, the most complicated thing, see what it does.
Yeah.
Understand its limitations, and I'm telling you, your productivity will skyrocket. Like Microsoft, I don't know if you've been using like the Office suite lately, right? But even as like you're typing, let's say on PowerPoint and stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? If you're typing out slides and stuff like that, it starts auto-generating templates for you on the side that you can be like, oh, this template looks nice, but if you don't,
Yeah,
no,
a
we'll do
lot
this.
of like AI models are actually being a lot of AI tools are being integrated. Like on Canva, there's also like something around there where like you type in a prompt for it and then it'll give you suggested pictures from other resources that they have, as well as ways to like even change or tweak the template of your presentation deck as it's going out, and it's like and it allows you to step up your game in this space. And we have to, like, we have to,
bro. Like, hey, just throwing it out there, guys.
Dude,
You make
like,
something, and
right.
if you made something on ChatGPT because of our podcast, then you owe me some credit. Just a shout out on your app, bro.
Oh, you credit on me money. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna say it how it is.
Alright, fair. Well, if he gets money, then I get money too. So it's fine.
Yeah, bro. Chad.
It's another episode.
AI. This is another episode, man. We out here, you. Can't wait to come back next week so we can talk about,
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's happening. So actually, recently, like I am planning on hosting an event.
Yeah.
So I'm planning on seeing how that goes.
Yeah,
But
we'll talk. We'll see you guys. All right. This is another episode of
Yeah,
Yeah, I Had to Sit Down.